All right, tech tip number 12. You want to find out if anyone is paying attention to you in class. So you might be hearing a lot about formative feedback tools, technology tools, and there's lots of them. Almost every single major platform has some kind of formative response.
Mr. Kozak, please call the main office. Mr. Kozak, please call the main office.
If you call Mr. Kozak, he might be able to tell you about some of them. But the one I want to start with is Google Forms. Thank you for those that responded to the links that I put in the PD, recent online PD that we did for our faculty meeting. This is the behind the scenes of that form. It looked like this to you guys, but on the back end, it looks like this. So there were different options. If you remember, there were drop-down questions. There was a scale. There's multiple choice here with pictures. There's lots of things you can get into. There's short answer here down at the bottom. I took that and I looked at your responses, looked at who was who, where you were comfortable, and notice here, this quick feedback I got, people want to hear about forms and they want to hear more about Classroom. So that's obviously giving me information that can inform my instruction, inform my tips. So we're jumping right to forms because that's what you want to know about. So my tip today is about starting a quick form. Instead of from scratch, which hopefully you remember you can do here by clicking new and then more, all kinds of different documents, Google Forms there. Instead of starting from scratch, follow a link I put here. This takes you to form templates. You may or may not know this, but there is a docs template and slides template you can look for. And if this loads, here we go. Yep. So there's a template gallery. So there are templates just for us. Somebody created one. I would imagine it was Dr. Ferrari, the student survey that is loaded from our that we use for Oasis. However, in the general tab in the template gallery, there's education ones, exit ticket, assessment, worksheet, course evaluation. I'm going to pretend that I want to use an exit ticket. I want to find out if my students are paying attention to my lesson, and I want to do so quickly. I select that form, and it's going to create a Google form for me that I'm the owner of. It's going to drop it in my drive. So if I run over here to my drive, it should be down here, boom, exit ticket somewhere. So anyway, that's where it'll be. You can also check here where it tells you it's in my drive, just FYI. If you haven't noticed that little folder icon on top of other G Suite options. So I would always suggest that you have the students write their name. But the beauty of this template is that's already built in for you. And in fact, there are questions built in here for you preset. So if you like these questions, you leave them. If you want to make sure that you record the students' emails, if you're working outside of Google Classroom, this can be an issue. So this is often preset in some questions, or as you see in demos online, but I don't want that because I'm working in Classroom. I know who these students are. So I'm gonna let that be right as it is. So I just followed the template. I'm leaving the name question, who are you? I'm letting them respond like this to the questions. I wanna find out if they're listening. I could ask a couple quick comprehension type questions. I could type them in there and I could adjust these if I want to, and I'm set, okay? Now I'm gonna jump over to Classroom and notice how I didn't, in that form, I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't go to any settings. Nothing, no pictures, nothing. Incidentally, if you are curious, if you're changing the type, short answer versus paragraph versus multiple choice, these are the three, maybe these two, multiple choice and short answer. If you're looking for a quick exit ticket, those are the ones you want to pick. And maybe you want to add a multiple choice question. Type the question in, and you do multiple choice, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There you go. If I want to change the order of the questions, I can do that as well. By grabbing it right here where you see the three dots. So I can put that down at the bottom, whatever I like. Now I want to distribute that to my students. There's a bunch of ways to do it, but the simplest one is through Classroom. So in the stream of your Classroom, I'm going to create an assignment. type in that it's an exit ticket for today. Today's the 20th, even if you're watching this on the 17th. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm only going to assign to the test student. That way, all the other teachers don't get it. I do my due date action. I give it a topic. It's a quick, we'll call it an assessment. And then I assign it. Now, if I bring up the other screen, I pretend that I'm the student going to the assignment. I see it now. I'm a student. I notice that there is nothing there because I didn't attach it. This happens a lot. If you mess up in classroom and you don't attach what you want the kids to see, they never see it. So I'm trying to run you through that workflow so you make sure that you don't do it yourself. So I go back to the assignment. If you make this mistake, on the instructions, there's 3 little dots here, and you can edit that. You don't have to start from scratch, but I can go back here and assign my work. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to rebuild the whole assignment if you make a mistake. And if you insert from Google Drive, notice the form I was just working on is right there. So I save it. And I'm good to go. So I am on the student side. I'm going to bring that window back down. And notice the assignment now has the exit ticket. So I'm in the stream. I'm the student. I click on the exit ticket. I'm zoomed in a little here. Let's take it out. The asterisks, the red asterisks, obviously mean required. So test student, answers, things, stuff, and get the answer, submit. There it is. On the student side, I'm done. So now on the teacher side, you're really, again, all you're trying to do is find out, was somebody paying attention? So I'm the teacher. I go into my stream for the assignment. I click on it, that assignment. Now, initially, you would just see what the students see, but if you click on the pencil, and then notice this responses tab, the same one I showed you previously for where your responses were for the tech tip feedback I was looking for. And you can see answers to all their questions in summary format. So you can quickly look through and see what their answers were, what are some of the key things they're learning, maybe some common misconceptions, and notice you get a pie chart here for the multiple choice one versus a list of all the responses otherwise. So it's a quick way to jump in and just see what's happening, a little snapshot, without having to collect a bunch of pieces of paper, and also ensure that the students are obviously comprehending, understanding what it is that you want them to understand. You can adapt this exit ticket template to do quite a bit, almost any kind of question that you'd like. One interesting thing just to note for math and science teachers, that the text input is limited on forms. So you have to be creative if you want formulas, subscripts, superscripts in forms for that. There's ways to jump around it, but hopefully that will get you started. Good luck. Periodic table.